Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. So I'll give a bit of a reflection, Dhamma reflection for the day, and I'll probably do in English first and maybe do a bit of a summary in Thai at the end, if I can remember what I said. So today's a special day in the Thai calendar, Southeast Asian calendar. It's the New Year, and being the New Year, then it has these very lovely traditions of renewal. It's like like a formal washing of the senior teachers, and of course a washing of the Buddha image. And these are lovely symbols of renewal, of purification, of cleansing. And these are all things that we all rely on for our well-being and our sense of happiness. So that to be able to not just do the ceremonies, but that also to reflect on the ceremony, reflect on the purpose of any kind of a ritual, because sometimes ceremonies and rituals can take over, and they start to lose their meaning. And certainly in Thailand, there's very beautiful traditional ceremonies around the New Year, and just similar to what we've done with the washing, and for those who really reflect on it, it's a very important time for a new beginning and a sense of freshness, beginning in the new year. Of course, the opposite is true in Thailand as well, where a lot of people begin the new year with pretty massive hangovers, and that's the time of the year with the most car accidents. So it's these are double-edged swords. It's how we use things. So that, and certainly in whatever culture, whatever tradition, is like learning how to skillfully use our circumstances, our situation, so that it's of real benefit, not to ourselves, but not to just ourselves, but also to the people around us, and that this say like today, taking the precepts. I mean, this is something that most. Pretty much all Buddhists, especially in a traditional culture, they all know how to do. But it's really important to reflect on the benefit and how to really live life so that one has virtue and integrity as a foundation, as a basis of one's life, because that's how we live together in harmony. And everybody wants to live in harmony, but it's not that easy to do. So that being able to have a solid basis, a solid foundation, and just this sense of precepts as a structure for living a life of integrity is so important. It's not at all a small thing. And then, of course, we all came together with offering of the meal and making offerings and that sense of generosity. So like generosity, sharing, virtue, integrity, these are really pillars of a life well lived and a life that is one of a sense of harmony, both an internal harmony with oneself, but an external harmony with the people around us, and that is just so important to be able to give that to oneself in terms of that's something that the Buddha talks about as being a great gift. And oftentimes we think of, giving or donations or making offerings, and it tends to be material things that we think of. But that living within a structure of integrity and virtue is an incredible gift to give to each other, to fellow human beings, living in this world that is inevitably frustrating. It's just living. There's always something one can certainly complain about, but is it useful, or there's something that one can find fault with? Yeah, I mean but to be able to give a sense of trust and kindness to each other, that's something that comes from us. And we can be doing that. We can be sharing. We can be giving in that way. And that lays a foundation of well-being and happiness. But sometimes, we assume or think, or certainly that's what the culture says, if we got what we wanted, then we'd be happy. And we spend our life trying to get what we want. And usually we end up tired and frustrated. And that because it's more around the values that we live by and what we share, what we give to each other. So this sense of giving is giving, and that sharing a skillful life, and something that the Buddha talks about in terms of if one lays a strong foundation for how one lives one's life, then whether one wishes for happiness or doesn't wish for happiness, or both wishes and doesn't wish, or neither wishes or doesn't wish, all the different possibilities, if one has laid the foundation, laid a skillful basis, then the results are going to show up on its own. That's the way it works. Of course, the opposite is true. When one doesn't lay the right foundation, doesn't put in the effort to do the right thing, then as much as one wishes, or as much as one sets an aspiration, or makes a kind of an adhitthana to get what one wants, it just doesn't work out. And the images that the Buddha gives are, so it's as if one's wanting some kind of, say like an oil, a vegetable oil, like a sesame oil. But if one gets a bunch of gravel and some sand pour some water on it, pounds it, squeezes it. You don't get sesame oil from that. It just doesn't work. But because you haven't put in the right conditions. But if you get sesames and you pound it, you sprinkle water on it, you press it, you strain it, you end up with sesame oil because you put in the right conditions. And whether one wish for that sesame oil or not, you're still going to get it because you've done the right thing. And that's the teachings of the Buddha are much more around learning how to do the right thing, and that's, say, from a Western perspective, it's like the Buddha is trying to get us to pay attention to orthopraxy rather than orthodoxy. It's like the orthodoxy is like trying to get the right view and opinion, but the Buddha wants us to the right practice, the proper practice. So in the same way, another image that the Buddha uses, if you wanted milk and you figure out that milk comes from cows, and then you finally find a cow that is newly calved, and then you go to that cow, and then you twist the horn, and you pull the horns, and you don't get milk. You've sort of got a few of the things right, but you haven't got the whole picture yet. You haven't got the right method down. So it's that same way of you go to you find a cow that is newly calved, and you go to the udders and you pull in the udders, and then that's where you'll get milk. It's just that you've done the right thing, and the results come. And again, it's whether one wishes or not, that's what's going to happen. It doesn't matter how much you have adhitanned or determined, it's going to happen because you've done the right thing. And that the same. And the Buddha gives various images of that sense of having. You want butter, and you get nice spring water, put it in a churn, and you churn it and you churn it and you churn it, and all you've got is nice spring water, stirred up a bit. But that's if you take milk and you churn it, then you're going to end up with, you're going to have the makings of butter, or if you want to have fire, and you've got kind of wet sticks, and you rub them together. You've got part of the process, but not all of it. They have to be dry in order for fire to come. So that it's getting the right method, getting the right technique, finding the right conditions. And so that in Buddhism, of course, right view plays an important role, but it's one factor of the Eightfold Path, and it's that whole path that is the basis of what is going to give the results of freedom from suffering. That cultivation of right view, that right intention. Right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right meditation, application of the whole path. So that cultivation of the path is what is important. So that as we begin a new year, and certainly the coming to the monastery, participating in the offerings, the taking of precepts, and the joining in the ceremonies, and having the beautiful ceremonies to participate in, those are all beautiful reminders of what is possible. But to be able to use it as a reminder and as a inspiration or as a sense of uplift that gives us the energy or the inspiration to keep practicing, to keep applying, and certainly it's what's I think is one of the things that the Buddha pointed to over and over again is how important it is to have good spiritual friendships. And I think coming together on a ceremony day like this and being able to, especially after 2 years of pandemic, of not being able to meet, to gather, to see each other, I think it's really, I think probably a great sense of uplift and inspiration, a reminder, okay, I got good friends in Dhamma. I've got good spiritual friendships that I can maintain, I can connect with, and it's a good sense of being able to take this into the new year and have that goodness as a foundation for continuing one's life in this path. So today I'd like to offer this as a reflection and to give on behalf of the Sangha, just extending our blessings and good wishes for everyone's well-being, happiness, strength, and their ongoing commitment to the Triple Gem and to continue to grow in the Dhamma. เป็นยังไงเข้าใจกันดีไหมนั่นสิไม่ต้องพูดมากเนาะ ไม่ต้องไปซ้ำๆซากๆอีกแล้วเป็นภาษาอีกภาษาหนึ่งเลย ดีพวกเราก็เข้าใจกันดีนั่นสิ I'm just asking if everybody understands enough so I don't have to say it all in Thai again. Everybody's, yeah, we're okay. Hey. Now, วันนี้ตอนนั้นก็คงจบเนาะ แต่ว่าโดยมีใครอยากได้รับน้ำมนต์หรือเปล่า อยากเหรอ Okay. They while we were doing the washing ceremony, they came up with a sort of the water sprinkling system, and that's a big feature in Thailand. So this water sprinkling, so that I invite the.
หลวงพ่อครับขออนุญาตนะครับขออนุญาตนะครับก็ผมก็จะเป็นตัวแทนของคณะที่มาก็ได้นะครับก็บอกว่าขอบารมีขององค์พระสัมมาสัมพุทธเจ้านะครับก็ขอบารมีขององค์พระสัมมาสัมพุทธเจ้าจงอวยพรให้พระสงฆ์ทุกท่านนะครับขอเจริญในธรรมแล้วก็ขอให้เจริญทั้งอายุวรรณะสุขภละแล้วก็เป็นตัวแทนของพระพุทธองค์สืบทอดพระพุทธศาสนาต่อไปครับ
สาธุนี่งดงามนี่ Don't do the giant though.
Chayanto Bodhiyamule Sakyanang Nandivadano Evam Tawam hijaya sujaya mangale aparajita palanke sise padavi pokare abhiseke sabapudana agapato pamodati sunakatang sumangalang supapatang suhuditang sukano sumahuto jasuyitang brahmachari supadakinang kaya kamang waca kamang padakinang mano kamang panidite padakinang nikatwana labanta te padakine jayanto bodhiya mule sadhyanam nandiwadano evam tovam vijayo ohijaya sujaya mangale aparajita palanke sise padavi pokare abhiseke sabapudana agapato pamodati sunakatang sumangalang supapatang suhuditang sukano sumuhuto jasuyitang brahmachari supadakinang kaya kamang waca kamang padakinang mano kamang panidite padakinang nikatwa alabantate padakine. And we'll end with a chant just to close everything off. It's the well, maybe not everyone's going to know that. Maybe just the yata to close our Saba Buddha to close everything off, and then so special blessing chant to close everything off, and then we'll pay respects to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and Job after that. Sabba Buddha Nubhavena Sabba Dhamma Nubhavena Sabba Sangha Nubhavena Buddha Ratanang Dhamma Ratanang Sangha Ratanang Kinang Ratananang Anubhavena Chaturasiti Sahasa Dhamma Kanda Nubhavena Pitakataya Nubhavena Jina Savaka Nubhavena Sabete Roga Sabete Paya Sabete Antaraya Sabete Upadava Sabete Dunimita Sabete Avamangala Santu Ayuwadako Dhanawadako Siriwadako Yasawadako Malawadako Vanawadako Sukawadako Hotu Sabada Dukaroga Vayavera Soka Satutupadova Aneka Andaraya Santu Tate Jasa Jaya Siddhidanang Labang Soti Bhagyang Sukhang Balang Siriya Yutavano Chabogang Uti Jaya Sawa Satawasa Cha Ayu Cha Diva Siddhi Bhavantu Te Bhavat ตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนัสสะดาโสติภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนัสสะดาโสติภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังราคันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนัสสะดาโสติภวันตุเตอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวาพุทธังภะคะวันตังอภิวาเทสุขโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโต